Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen Too Long Didn't Read. We have some updates to the roadmap showing some more of what's planned for 2020, adding the Q4 patch to the roadmap. There's progress with Alpha 3.10. We've got a brief summary of Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live in the newsletter as well, bringing you up to speed with what's going on with the week ending the 26th of July with Star Citizen. Star Citizen Alpha 3.10 is still in Wave 1 of its PTU. There was a 3.10.0 P patch that went to PTU though. That added the Cutlass Blue and Prowler to the purchasable ships in-game. And this is awesome because that means that now almost everything flyable is now purchasable in-game. You just have the exclusive ships like the Raven, Mustang, Omega, Scythe, Glaive that aren't purchasable in 3.10. There may be a couple of others that I can't think of. Obviously the Greycat Rock, which is new. We don't know if it's going to be immediately purchasable, but that combined with the new app so that you can send money to people is going to make the possibility of people buying ships much more viable. There were some tweaks to the new targeting systems, making it a bit more user-friendly, and some keybind changes, which I personally dislike keybind changes when they make them because I don't see the point of just moving keys around. That's how it feels to me. I suspect there is a lot more process that goes into that makes them go, well, actually, it's better over here, so we might as well change them in the alpha. But, you know, it still annoys me. I'm making a tutorial at the moment, that's probably why, and I have to go, oh, no, I have to change these key bindings. And some major bug fixes are also getting done, or have been done, for Area 18 and prison gameplay accessibility in that latest PTU patch. There are still some blockers to solve, though, before they get it out to the wider PTU and live builds. Also, they've said it's possible, but it's not confirmed yet whether there's going to be an asset wipe for 3.10 live or not. They don't seem to know themselves. It will be a full wipe for everyone if they need to do it, it looks like, so that they can clear the databases, but that might not be essential at all. It's a little bit up in the air at the moment. We've had a roadmap update as well. Ground cover buoyancy was added to 3.11 as a feature. This is seaweed and other ground cover elements that sort of like simulate buoyancy, floating, and they sort of like have objects realistically reacting to water waves, and it sort of is there to further enhance the visuals of water on planets and moons. Refinery decks and facilities were pushed from 3.11 to 3.12, unfortunately, but cargo decks are still in 3.11 for sure. But Alpha 3.12 was added to the roadmap. That's the Q4 2020 patch, with just a few features currently being shown on there. They're going to be adding more in the future. Currently, they just show mystery armor, which we have no idea what it is, some form of mystery armor. Refineries are obviously there now. They've got the associated gameplay for refineries more defined as well there, having proper processing for refineries, and your ore that you've brought there from your minables, that sort of stuff. You can refine it into lots of different things is the idea, and there's a cost and time associated with that, and that will sell for more eventually once it's done. There's weapon zeroing there as well, so you can adjust the sort of ranging of your weapon and how it hits based on range, so you can sort of like adjust your crosshairs for drop and stuff like that. And the multi-tool is getting tractor beam, which is absolutely fantastic, because that means that you're going to be able to move things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to move, and it leads on to the potential for lots and lots of other things. Now, there's lots of other things that Cloud Imperium have mentioned, and there's lots of other stuff that's going to be in that patch, and I've done sort of like a video looking at more in depth what those changes and other additions might be. I'll link that video down below if you are interested. In the newsletter this week, Food for Thought, we had a sneak peek of a laser repeater. Looks absolutely fantastic. I expect to see a load more weapons for ships in the coming weeks as well. Cloud Imperium sort of certainly know how to make stuff look beautiful and awesome, and display it in a way that you would see in like a advertising of a magazine of something that they'd want you to buy, even when it comes to showing off their weapons and gear and stuff like that in game for manufacturers. Very, very well researched and cool looking stuff there. Inside Star Citizen returned this week. The Constellation Taurus and Constellation's Parasite docking is now being worked on. It looks like that's being worked on for 3.12, but we'll have to wait and see. There was a massive Argo ship that they had roughly concepted but had abandoned that we saw. I wonder how many other abandoned ships they have and how many other concepts they're currently working on that may or may not be abandoned in the future or might come out. Who knows? Gas Cloud tech is being applied to the Persistent Universe and points of interest there. Cargo decks are getting a lot of work for Alpha 3.11. The Building Blocks UI is being used to create a physical inventory system at the moment, and that looks to be for 3.12 3.12 as well. And Cloud Imperium are working on some new brands for the game. Spearfish that make EMP weapons, Rook Heavy Metals that supply metals to the UEE and others, Galavan Publishing, a Terran-based publishing house, Navy Surplus offering military clothing and basic equipment, and obviously branding's hugely important for the game, and areas are branded based on what faction they belong to, and if they belong to a company or if they're pirates there, and all that sort of jazz as well. There was a Star Citizen Live all about 3.10, which looked at lots of information that wasn't just about 3.10. Oddly. The flight model will continue to receive tweaks and improvements. The new missions they are building are being built modularly at the moment, modularly in modules, and they have the ability to be much more readily adapted for variants, difficulty, size of groups, rewards, and lots of changes. And I suppose it looks like they're being made ready as possible for the dynamic mission system coming in the future and that dynamic universe sim. They've tweaked some of the landing bits and pieces to make it more visually understandable when you request a landing and where to go. They're also looking at different options instead of the landing corridors and that restricted area rework. They're looking at landing areas and hangars and moving them and things like that, having them out of the way more. Hangar doors are going to be open a bit longer in Alpha 3.10 as well, so you can actually leave and enter sort of like where you want to. The Carrack will just fit in some hangars. Be careful, because the ship is very, very big and some of the hangars just fit it, just. They are reworking the star map, which is welcome news. And in the future, we're going to be able to change various parts of our Mobigliss's graphical interface. So different color UIs and potentially different looks to them in the future. HUDs may be getting drop shadows and dynamic brightness tweaks in the future as well. When we have the Pyro system, prisons will be a lot more important. Obviously, Pyro is a lot more risk-reward outlaw area compared to Stanton. They mentioned that there was a mixed response to targeting changes that they put in the earlier 3.10 patches, as mentioned above, actually. And they are going to further tweak targeting, and we'll have to see whether those 3.10.0p changes are good or not. Delays to the 3.10 live build were apparently more to do with bugs and feature complexity rather than anything to do with the lockdown and working from home causing them, which I think was very honest of Cloud Imperium to actually say that. There are issues with bartenders that they are trying to fix in the PTU at the moment, and there are various status effects that are going to be added to the player status system in the future, like being poisoned or irradiated, as well as being drunk. And that's it for the little TLDR news update this week. But tell me what you think. Are you excited for the changes coming to Star Citizen? Are you looking forward to Alpha 3.10 being live? Alpha 3.11's changes? What do you think might make the end of the year in 3.12? Or was it going to be called 4.0 if they get Pyro in? We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. But I am cautiously optimistic. I mean, I'm always optimistic. I love this project, warts and all. But I'm interested to know what you think. Please tell me in the comments below. I'm also a massive shill for NordVPN. Check out the links below if you want discount on that and you're looking for a VPN. Shadow gaming PCs, if you want to not own your own gaming PC, but you want to rent one and you can use your power of your internets to leverage that, and it's a really good choice for a lot of people. Check that out. Shadow Gaming, links below as well. We're giving a Banu Merchantman away as well throughout July. All we've got to do to be in for a chance to win that is comment on any of my Star Citizen videos made during the month. There's more details of all of that down below. Also, if you want to further support the channel in any way with a Patreon or becoming a YouTube member or sharing the video or subbing or liking, you can do all that as well. Links to everything's down below. Please check that out. Thanks very much for watching, guys. You take care, and I'll see you in the verse.